it's Ms.Lucy. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we are going to take some time to just breathe. Yes, breathing. We all breathe. We do it 12 to 6 times per minute, 960 times an hour, 23,040 times in one day, and 8,409,600 times in a year. That's a lot of breathing. It's probably the thing we do most, along with blinking. And so today we are going to learn a little bit about how lungs work. We're going to make a small model just to show what it's like. And hopefully you guys stick around, try it out, and learn something. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so to begin with, you're going to need a bottle. Now, this might work with a water bottle. However, I think that the plastic might be a little too thin. So I'm going to use a thicker plastic bottle. And what you're going to do is cut the bottom off. Now, I suggest if you're doing a thicker bottle like this one, you have an adult cut it because it was actually pretty hard to cut. The plastic, again, is pretty thick. So it might be a little tricky. I don't want anyone cutting themselves. So if you are doing a thicker water bottle, please have an adult do it. And what we're also going to need are balloons. So we're going to stretch one balloon onto the top of this. This is going to work as our lung. So we're going to put that in there and stretch it out to cover the top. Oh, sorry if it sounds kind of funky. There we go. Oh, there we go. That was a little tricky. But we got it done. What we want is for it to hang right there. Let's see. I'm trying to get it centered a bit, just so it hangs a little better, but that's pretty good. You can always kind of pull it down a bit. But yeah, that works. This is going to be, I'm trying to get it not to stick to the sides. This is going to be our lung. And what you're going to do with another balloon, first off, tie the end off. So tie that off. And then we're going to cut off one end. Let's see, where are my scissors? There we go. You don't want to cut too much off because this is going to end up being wrapped around the bottom. So let's see. Cut just a smidge off. There we go. We want to cut the bigger side so that this can be stretched. Let's see. Now, this might be a little tricky, so you might need a grown-up's help for this. There we go. And now, to get our function ready, well, actually, I'm going to show you guys first how it works. Inside our lungs, let me see how well we can see that. Okay. So this is just a rough model of what inside our lungs looks like. You have where you breathe from, so this is your nose, your mouth, and these tubes connect to your trachea, or your windpipe. And that air goes through, and it leads to big tubes that go into your lungs. Those are called bronchi. And those go to smaller tubes, and then smaller tubes, and then smaller tubes. And the smallest of the tubes is about as thin as one single hair. Isn't that crazy? So the air goes into your lungs, of course, red lungs. And actually, your left lung is actually smaller than your right lung, and that's because that's where your heart is, so it kind of makes room to accommodate for that. And at the bottom, we have our diaphragm. It's a muscle that's under the lungs that lifts and then goes down as we breathe. So, our balloon inside is going to work as our lung, and then the bottom is going to work as our diaphragm. So you'll see. As we pull it down, it kind of inflates, and as we put it back, you see that? It deflates. We pull it, it inflates. We push it, it deflates. And that's exactly how our diaphragm works. As we breathe in, the balloon fills with air, and as we breathe out, the balloon deflates. The balloon is our lungs, and the bottom one is our diaphragm. And that's how it works. Once you push on your diaphragm and it goes up, it helps you release the air inside. And that's how your breathing works. Take a deep breath. Breathe out. That's also why when you breathe in and out, you might sometimes feel like your chest gets bigger, like you're puffing it up. That's because it's actually getting bigger and expanding with air. And your diaphragm is pushing it up. Isn't that so cool? And that is how our model works. Now this is something really simple, really easy you guys can do. You can show it off to people. This is how we breathe. It's something really cool. And I hope you guys try it out. Look at that. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.